South Islands? Wednesday. Don't even know. Day by day, living it day by day. Right.
Next up, Bruce Sutton Memorial Contribution to Referee Award. This goes to Paula Wilkinson. Paula goes up to weekends across this and many other seasons to make sure players and referees return well supported. She tirelessly helps as a referee supervisor in our under 15 and under 15 grades, recognises the value of passing on her referee knowledge to others. In addition to Paula's efforts on the weekend, she regularly comes into clearance and finding stadiums on weekday afternoons, helping support our youngest and newest referees developing them to be equipped to come join us here at weekend competition. In 2023, she established the Whistle Club, which is a safe space for new referees to meet in the community with other young ones. It is also refereeing to whenever necessary to games they feel they safely. We are honoured to present Paula Wilkinson the Bruce Martin Memorial for 2023.
You go there, Jamie, that netball line. Can't have that.
Citizens score. Darren Thompson. Darren has been a constant throughout the season, not to mention the previous 5 decades. Every Saturday, he's bright orange, and he's still the full control role in the Chanel White fan. Referees have pointed today to that video running as Darren goes above the video ones with their most policy by actually spook team after the games. This is going to be the last season. A few times now, but Jamie, always but if you need me, I'll be back to help you.
Jamie.
He was recognised earlier this year for 50 years of service at BBZ and went on to services to Barcelona. Congratulations, Sarah. And last but not least, Club of the Year for 2023. And considering this award, the CBA is the work that all of our clubs have a part that they play in making our local club competitions the very best in the country. Strong administration, referee, and coach development, and particular strengths of the club, we want to honour as our Club of the Year. Pioneer Basketball Club. The club strives to provide a competitive market ground for all its members. In addition, this season under a trial to assist the CBA in providing more on-board four-point referees and taking an active position to recognise that each one must help support this year. They've been providing upwards of 30 referees reported in practically every single week this season. Furthermore, both player and coach development are at the forefront of its programs, joining enthusiastically to embrace every introduced program by both the CBA and BBT. We're extremely happy to announce 2023 Year Pioneer Basketball Club. The major award winners for 2023, except the referee of the year, which will be announced at the Whitehall. Both women's premier teams will have 5 minutes left to warm up before we tip off the final game of our 2023 quarterfinal position.
So that's Noah, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah.
They got him down his car. I think this is official. Is it really?
Let's get the actual stats.
They've always called him Noah. Shot at this or not?
What's that?
Do they have a shot at this?
Yeah, I'll just bring this up and then
Could be one way, wouldn't it?
I don't know. It's 10-6-9-5. Sorry,
Okay.
10-5-9-6.
Okay.
And they've won the last two, I think. 1, 2,
What was it? Sorry, 10, 9 and...
I had them in a box. Yeah, they were just halfway in a box.
The little ones?
Yeah.
Yeah, they got... Richard brought them out. What were they? The match balls.
Yep.
All right. What was it? 10-6 and...
10-5 for Pioneer and 9-6 for University of Canterbury.
Right.
Anyway, you can probably hear us now. I hope so. The couple of people, the 20 people which have already tuned in. We're about 2 minutes 48 away from tipping off the Miles Trader Grand Final here. Interesting day, I'll say, Terry.
Can I just say you've done an incredible job to get the main court ready to go for the men's Premier Final here, considering, you know, maybe 20 minutes ago there were still 2 basketball games going on the other 2 courts. So, yeah, it's a fabulous job by the council and the CBA to get to this point. Obviously, clock issues have caused the main problem for you today.
I'm really looking forward to having a game. I only have to tell the people listening at home or abroad, I know there's a couple of people there, how much time's left in each quarter, as opposed to announcing it to the entire stadium and the players and constantly being told, hey, how much was that? Was it 50 or 15? Like, it makes a difference there.
Yeah, it's certainly helpful when you can even see the shot clock.
Yes, well, yeah, we had referees who, some were just extremely proactive. Yeah, it's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Others who are like, no, your shot clock is over then, and you are done now.
Invite everybody up there to sit down over here before we start the game. Have we got a ball or should I get it off the team?
I'll get one off there, yeah.
Where's the ball gone? You'll find them there, Bobby.
Right, so 1 minute 27 away from tipping off here. And we do have live sets coming through pretty shortly. Thank you to the Irwood family. Sharon's overseas watching the Tall Leagues, but Nigel's here, Fox Gray, and then Tony Smith-Humwick will be managing the stats for this game. Referees, Raywin Willix, Tyler Radbourne, and Hamish Dale. So have you seen much of either of these teams play, Terry, this season?
I'll be brutally honest, no. I have not. Early on in the year, I know Pioneer were playing with some pretty good flow, moving the basketball. I imagine, based on who the coaching staff is there, with Laurie and Roasty, they'll be continuing on with that theme.
Yeah, the big issues for them, Marty Davison's away at is under 19, somewhere internationally refereeing, and then their second point guard, well, actually they've got a couple, they've got probably 4 that you class as point guards. Another one of their very good point guards, Louis Gordon, out with a high ankle sprain for another couple of weeks as well. So it will be Quinn Lavery and Tane Lavery doing the bulk of the playing and the setting up from the point guard position. Obviously both more than capable of doing it, but you know, you do like having 4, and then it can be like whoever it is that wants to.
Nicole will do that.
So just about underway here, just some minor adjustments going on with grandstands, as you'll see out the back there. Pioneer on the floor. I can see Carisi Lavery, Quinn Lavery, Tom Russ Hoffmans, Ben Constable and Nick Wenmouth are the starters. And UC look to have Max Patterson, Noah Watson, Nash Biggs, Aidan Tong and Sam Riley. As I said earlier, 10-5 were Pioneer for the season, and 9-6 were UC. UC coached by Pete Van Hasselt as normal.
felt like a I need the music off. I need the music off.
Just about ready to tip off the main milestone of the Women's Premier Grand Final for 2023. Anyone who's sitting in the permanent stands, we'd much rather if you came over to a background and get on the red seats. Don't have to, but we would appreciate it as many people can stand courtside as possible. Referees for tonight's matchup, Raymond Williams, Tucker Redmore and Hamish Dale.
So almost underway here.
Yeah, I felt like we did the setup and then I had, can you please do this and this and this and this, but here we go. Last game for the 2023 Winter Club season underway.
And Tom Russ Hoffman's looking to Ben Constable inside, who loves to be the facilitator, and once again is Carisi Lavely elevates but couldn't get the finish over Aidan Tong.
Yeah, Ton's really good and strong, and he's a big body. If you go into the lane, it's going to be hard to go up and finish.
Noah
Through
Watson
him.
with the kick out. Get moved to Biggs. Biggs, 3 ball was a little short.
And I think the ball just bounced out of bounds off UC. It will stay with Pioneer, a couple of seconds off the shot clock.
A little bit of pressure up the floor and confusing enough. Aidan Tong all the way to the basket. Nice right hand for a lefty. That was a nice finish.
He's extremely tough around the rim as Constable comes back to help grab the ball there.
Yeah, already those signs that the regular point guard might not be here. So they'll settle in obviously, but at the moment it's by committee. Wenmouth doubled in the post. Steps through both and off the glass for 2. Good patience in the post.
It was like he did well to finish it and draw a foul, but it was through 2 or 3 defenders there.
Slightly different way to start the final than he did last year, where he blazed away
Yes,
from
he
the
did.
point
He
line.
was just bombing them. So the basket does count. Score is a 2-2 to Pioneer. 8 minutes 51 to go here in quarter number 1. Fatigue's another thing to be aware of. A lot of these Pioneer players, they played a very hard for under 23 grand final. Fell to Gators Green there earlier today. And back again to play in this one as we have a foul called here.
Yeah, Biggs was just shooting the gap there, and not sure who picked it up. to be
23 did. It was Nick Wenmouth there with the foul.
honest. Sub coming in, seems to be something going on with Nash Biggs. He's run away to the changing room. Peter King comes in.
Well, he's had a couple of plays of the week I can remember, so not bad to be able to bring him off the bench.
Here's Wenmouth on the quick outlet. Lavery had a lane to the basket, but he didn't quite see him. Constable back to Russ Hoffman's on the spin move. The big fella inside gets it off the glass. So scoring in the paint at the moment, Pioneer.
Yeah, they're up 5-2 now. You can see the clock up there. 8:20 to go, so early on, and quite a bit of noise here as the teams are trying to exhort their mates to get in the right spots on defence. There's a steal there for Pioneer.
Constable left it behind, couldn't get it back. Watson tidied it up for UC. Watson putting heat on the rim, and Russ Hoffman's waited on it, and said no thank you very much. Can have that out of bounds.
Well, I do like the moustache and the mullet there, and just, you know, the chewing here. That's what I do there after just sending that one out.
Tong gets to Watson. Back out to Tong. Along the baseline, nice kick to the corner. Good elevation. Tong on the rebound.
He's hard when he's inside like that, just so strong. Able to just keep people pushed off to the side of him, gets the rebound, and Tonge up strong to finish that one.
Uses his body really well. Carisi Lavery going to go left, we know that. Wenmouth powering it up inside.
And
had something to say about that too.
he did, so almost like this is how Tonge scores, just getting his shoulders past people. Wenmouth the same thing down that end to score 2 points.
Another opportunity to go in the post. They double it in. Nice move from King. Ripped it through on the left hand.
Yeah, just so quick there, and that puts UC up down 1 point now. 6 points to 7. Pioneer by 1 here.
Nice cut from Lavery. Constable. Beautiful pass. Good timing. Led him right to the layup.
It's one of those things you have to decide defensively. Are you going to hang back in the passing lane and try to pick it off, or force him to have to pass it through or around you there? Tonge really did nothing there, and Constable easily found his teammate.
Constable putting heat on the rim this time. Tonge took it on the chest. Just enough to disrupt it. Riley. Nice kick out pass. Back to Riley. Riley can shoot the 3 ball and does so.
The game tied up 9 points apiece now.
Sam Riley has a tendency, if he gets one, he could get a bunch. First one, you wouldn't say it's swished, but that's enough for confidence anyway.
And there he was, straight up, big long arms up high. Great lead pass here up to King. Exits back out.
He thought better of it because Russ Hoffmans was around. Inside, Riley gets the foul. Ben Constable's claiming it, but
from the side,
I think it's been given to Russ Hoffmans.
Yeah, I think you're right. Substitutions coming in, just walking in here. Hugo Gonzalez, we just saw him on Tuesday night. And number 5, Dylan Elam.
Dylan's a big guy, isn't he? Haven't seen much of him.
Well, I know he can throw it down. He had a nice catch, do a full 360 and then finish it as one of the plays of the week as Russ Hoffmans collects that rebound.
Lavery, the Carisi type, gets it to Ben Constable, who's just too big down low for the point guards to deal with. Biggs is back in the game, must have had whatever malfunction, he's sorted it out.
See, Pioneer sort of...
Riley again, he's just doing it all at the moment.
Well, you saw that one there. Elam, pretty good position, and then just a couple of little bumps. The last one possibly a bit harder from Riley, caused it to make him drop his arms, and gets whistled for the foul. Riley to the free throw line here.
So one thing about Sam is that he does have that kind of all-round game. He will penetrate, he will post up, and he will shoot.
So that previous foul, looking at the live stats, has gone to Ben Constable.
They must have had a discussion over there and changed it. He was willing to take it.
Yes.
Ball's not really getting moved. UC doing a good job of that. Lavery, reluctant 3, but makes it. Didn't look like he wanted to shoot it.
And a bit of a smile there. It is
that's one of those.
opponent.
You're going to dare me, I'm going to shoot it then. Handoff action. Biggs goes to the basket. Riley's now got it. Puts it on the floor. Decent bump. Fadeaway jumper. Couldn't get it. Lavery with the rebound. Gonzalez and Riley doing the defensive work as well. Got position.
Yeah, there was a lot of noise there. He did do a good effort, like a nice effort to get over and get in front. We don't have replays, so everyone watching at home, you can see if he was in or outside the charge circle.
He looked square enough.
He did.
And yeah, well, referees have said definitely a charge, so there you go. That's
Anyway.
what it will remain. Good pressure here from Constable on Tonge.
So 14-14 to score here, just inside 5 minutes to go. Quarter number
Anderson.
1.
Biggs just goes right by Lavery and lays it up. And a foul here will be on Patterson.
He was just trying to get to the spot, I think, for their press, and Lavery so quick, just sprinting up their sideline.
We know well he's got the wheels when he gets rolling. He won't have liked people going by him either, so he'll up the tempo, certainly. Lavery to Lavery. Back to Lavery.
And I believe the third Lavery is here watching as well. I think I'll keep an eye out for him. He said he was coming along to see the game.
Him. That's the Lincoln Uni version. Tane. On-ball screen coming from Elam. Dives to the basket. Gonzalez with the kick out. Misses everybody. Carisi probably could have caught it.
Well, I think he'd started moving, and then it's just one of those the pass hasn't gone exactly where you felt it needed to go, and it's can you get back over there?
Good steal from Lavery, throws it back off Watson, but I think he may have been on the line.
Yeah, it was a great effort to get back in front there and just throw it off him.
There's some interest now, just with that little bit of action. Pioneer showing a little more interest up the floor defensively.
So shot clock at 21. That'll mean just 5 seconds for UC to cross halfway with it.
Watson's got some work to do to get it over, and he does. Keeps it. Corner ball from Biggs didn't go. Elam's trying to get on the rim. And Constable all the way to the basket, but he didn't really have any place to put his feet because Hayden Tonge was lying on the ground.
Yeah, well, Tonge got slipped over. I think it was his own teammate that caused him to trip, and then he was obviously just trying to stay out of the way, not in legal guarding position, so it's a foul. It's really unfortunate for Tonge, but
well, Ben had no place to put his feet at the end of the day, and he did the right thing and didn't stand on him, but unfortunately it caused him to miss the shot.
It's not one of those ones you really want to call. It's one that you're like,
sorry, got to call it. Sorry. Yeah, you've got an advantage out of your own disadvantage, but Wenmouth's come back in the game for Pioneer. Constable can tie it up here.
You'll need to learn up on the main scoreboard which team is Christ and which is St. Thomas.
That's right. Yeah, I'm looking at the other end. It's made more helpful. This is Pioneer and UC. Times reverse layup. Oh, everything but the money. $1 million move.
It will stay here with UC though. 350 substitution coming in. One of their big time shooters, Chris Tupaya. And expect to have a couple of screens set for him around the perimeter.
Watson in the corner, down at the John Watson stand, end. Commemorating his late father, John.
Hugo
Gonzalez.
Wow. That was almost the Dwayne Wade step over with the ball, but it just kept it nice and high and sort of glided through the air there to make that finish.
King. This time's in the post. Kick out pass. There is Tupaya, the shooter.
Well, I missed if there was a down screen for him, but it was definitely the 3 that I said was going to be.
Well, I think your scouting report was pretty accurate there, James. To keep an eye on that. 1 for 1 at the moment. Constable powers up, goes over top at times, but left it short. Sticks with it, gets it to go.
I mean, that was great defense. Excellent follow-up by Constable to stay involved in that play and get 2 points out of it.
Watson to Pye with a non-hand-off to Biggs. Comes back to Tonge. Backdoor cut from King. Watson running out of time. 5 on the shot clock. Pye gets busy.
And Gonzalez the rebound, and Pioneer, despite probably the lower number of players as Lavery is fouled inside there, they're looking to push the ball every opportunity with whoever gets the rebound.
Creasy got so low there that he actually ran out of angle for the backboard, but unfortunate for UC, one of them has bailed him out and now he's on the line.
I think it might be 7.
Fortune always favours the brave, so you just keep taking it out, and if it's willing to foul you, you get 2 the old-fashioned way.
Lavery makes free throw number 1. 1 point lead for Pioneer.
Subs coming in. Our first look at Alex Wenmouth. Carisi Lavery done an awesome job so far in this game and gets a break on the bench.
We can see Jeremy Irvine, big UC fan. He's watching us on YouTube now. Is Tupaya
open again? Well, I'm going to say he's 2 for 2 because the other one that he had to shoot was a bit desperation.
So the discussion here will be, does the 3 count? And there is a foul on 15 for holding.
15 being
15 is...
being Pioneer, Russ Hoffman's.
There we go. Yeah, you are correct. I was trying to find who 15 was. So the 3 is good. Raywin Willocks is signalling that for us, so that's definitely the case. And then because it was the 15 foul as well, it will be 2 shots here, as it was not the shooter that was fouled. It was completely off ball. Hence Sam Riley shooting as opposed to Paya there.
Just gets it to roll over the rim.
So 4-point play so far. Chance for the very, very rare 5-point play opportunity.
Russ Hoffman, that was his first foul because he managed to get the other one deferred over to Constable earlier on. Yeah, and there you go. There you go. 5 points in one play phase.
So UC uses that 5 points to go from 2 down to up 3. 2 minutes to play here in quarter number 1.
Russ Hoffmans puts it on the floor. Yeah, nice jump hook over top of Riley. Tell you who hasn't really got involved yet, that's Quinn Lavery.
Yeah, he is.
He's been
on
very
the floor.
quiet.
Well, I don't expect that to stay the way for particularly long. Here's Russ Hoffmans again, though.
Baseline pass, here we go. The man in question. And
I think you spoke that into being, Terry.
he
He hasn't done much, right? Well, how about this
to the
three for
basketball
you?
gods? Now he has. Gives Pioneer the lead.
So 26-24, 80 seconds, quarter number 1 to go.
Biggs on the floor. He hasn't learned his lesson from last time trying to shoot it over Russ Hoffman's. He's had a similar outcome.
Well, that gum that he's chewing is going to have a workout. He seems to chew it extremely hard just after he gets the nice knock away there at the finish.
Might be time for the 2-foot stop and the up fake. See if he can get him to fly past. Illegal screen on Noah Watson,
who is asking, what did I do?
Referee's favourite call this year, hasn't it been?
Yeah, it has been. It was a point of emphasis, thinking that, well, I mean, Hamish Dale was a National League referee, so that's possibly part of the explanation there.
Just watching the World Cup as well, they're calling that call.
It is like it's probably, when it's an easy call, it's really obvious to see. It's when you've got a switching defense and you have to make that choice, like, you know, is the person actually being disadvantaged or are they just trying to guard you? Like, so offensively, you have to recognise, can I actually move or do I have to hold the screen a little bit longer?
I think it's the kind of leaning and the kind of leg and hip check that they're trying to eliminate. It's hard enough for point guards to try and get over screens as it is without. Maybe someone's going to make a lot of money one day with giving every point guard in the world a new hip.
Is Riley
Riley's short shot clock, puts it on the floor, scoops it underneath Russ Hoffman.
Yeah, DeYoung follows up for the rebound there, out to Watson.
3 ball, good. Noah Watson puts UC back up 27-26. Elevation here from Gonzalez. Can't give him that one.
No, they looked perfectly squared, didn't it? And it rattled a little bit, but just so much space and so smooth on that release. UC here holding for the final shot. You can see the shot clock up on top of the backboard there.
Biggs tries to split the D and does so. And he leaves 4 seconds on the game clock. Lavery will have a half-court heave, which went close, but wasn't online. So after the first quarter, 29 plays 28, James.
Yeah, a bit of a surprise, the amount of points scored here. But yeah, very enjoyable first up quarter for us. Pioneer 28, UC in the driver's seat, but only by 1 point at 29-28. I'm going to take a small break to have a glass of water and be back very soon.
James is here. So Sam Riley, he's come out of the gates pretty good with 10 with UC. Aiden Tong's got 4 there. That's Big chimed in with 4. And 3 from Noah Watson. And 2 scorers for Pioneer. 5 for Quinn Lavery after a quiet start. 5 for Parisi Lavery. 6 for Conrad Patrick, 5 for Nick Wimnick, and 3 for Ben Custody.
So
even scoring across the board there.
yeah, that's a bit better. I was thinking, I can't hear you that well, Terry. I must have knocked the volume for you down a little bit, so apologies anyone else who had trouble hearing the stats there. But so far it's been 2-2 here this quarter. UC up by 1 point as Tonge just leaves someone on the ground, and that is denied.
Avery says no. It's not often you see the 3-point shot blocked, and he was a wee way away too, but Carisi, he got up.
He did. Not exactly the tallest stature or the longest arms there, so impressive defence to close out on that shot.
Good timing. Big saves it. Junior De Jong inside to Riley. Riley continues his scoring. Takes him up to 12 now.
I mean, it always looks like he's about to fall over, and I think that just surprises people on defence as to, if you're not used to it, he looks somewhat awkward, but he's so good at finishing off balance and not off a stable platform around the rim.
Quinn Lavery to his brother, turns it over. Wasn't the greatest pass in the world. Patterson. Biggs in the corner. Faked it and finished it in the end. And that will cause a timeout. Laurie McDaniel not happy with the defence. Early stages in the second quarter. It's just a little bit too easy. I think their proximity to the ball might be not where it should be.
Yeah, well, 33-30, 36-30 now after then. Biggs had it. You don't often see many people catch, fake, and then side, actually, I'm just going to shoot this anyway without any dribble there in the defence. He was somewhat close, obviously not close enough to dissuade Nash Biggs from shooting that.
I think it's because Biggs has 2 or 3 times shown that shot fake and put it on the floor. And this time he didn't go. He stepped back, created just enough room to get that 3 ball off. It was quite a flat one, but it went in.
Yep. So that really helps UC. I mean, Pete Van Hassel's had this team, I don't even know how many years. It's definitely over 15, I'd say. It's possibly around 20. And they've been building and, wanting to get back to this sort of level here. And I think when he got Aiden Tonge to come down from Rotorua Boys High to UC, that was sort of where he's like, right, we've got a real chance here.
That was a good piece of the puzzle,
Yes.
right? Gives him a big man, can rebound, score around the basket. He's got a good basketball IQ. Knows what he can and can't do. That's why he's been successful playing in the NBL. He doesn't try to do a bunch of things that he's not capable of.
Yeah, we also
plays his role.
He did. Also very, very accomplished 3x3 player. Went over to Japan earlier. It's either later last year or earlier this year. Played in one of the 3x3.exe tournaments after impressing with UC September last year over there. As Constable, Tonge not wanting to risk picking up a foul, just tries to cut the angle, but Constable able to score that close anyway.
Biggs again. He's got them dancing defensively with the jab. Carisi Lavery with another huge rebound. He's probably leading at the moment for the rebounds for Pioneer. Wenmouth. Now there's a block.
Yeah, I think it was called a block with the hips. It looked almost like Tupaia just almost held him with his arms there to stop him from going past.
He's going out now anyway, and Peter King is back into the game.
It's one of the big differences between the two. UC 11 three-pointers attempted. They've made 5 of them. Pioneer, in contrast, shooting a higher percentage.
Until now.
Yes. They were shooting a higher percentage.
But, yeah, you're happy with that. It's a good look.
Only 2 of 4. They've only taken 4 attempts. As King, another 3 for UC. This one misses, though.
Lavery to Lavery. Carisi looking for Constable, who turned it over, didn't quite catch it.
And looked like they weren't quite sure where they were
looking for something at the moment, and now it's gone inside. There's a good battle going on between Constable and Tonge.
Well, it's probably the slight edge for Constable so far, I think. Not definitive by any stretch of the
Quinn Lavery.
imagination.
Yeah, what Hamish Dale's got him for there is changing his pivot foot halfway through the move. He caught it, squared up with one foot, and then pivoted on the other foot.
And that's why there is a discussion just off camera. What was the travel for? You changed your pivot foot, is exactly what you saw.
Mind you, you could call that a dozen times a game, I think, but that was a more obvious one. King tries to go over Constable, and that'll be his second foul. He's not happy about it, but Raywin Willix is...
How many people
are walking away and saying
foul?
There's no discussion there. King will be on the line.
So far, it's going the way Pete Van Hassel will be very happy about. Probably the only real weakness that they need to tidy up, I think, defensively is stopping the ball from getting just so close to the basket for shots, as Pioneer's done a really good job scoring right inside the charge circle. But outside of that, they've hit a couple, but it's at the rim where the damage has been done.
4 points now for Peter King. Lavery, Wenmouth, he needs to probably get going from the perimeter, although he takes this one inside. Couldn't get it. King with the rebound. He's got Biggs on the run ahead of him. Lavery's shut that down. Well, both Laverys are shutting down that break.
And Hamish Dale's just saying, okay, we've had about enough of the
chit-chat.
histrionics after every single whistle and foul call. Our job is to look for them and call them. Your job is just to accept it and play on.
Iverson cut came from King. They didn't use him. Riley's hit one from there already. This one was short. Constable pushing the ball. Finds Quinn Lavery. Inside to Russ Hoffmans. Jump hook again. I think that's where the money's at.
Yeah,
he seems to be having no problem at all getting that shot away and finishing it.
Well, I mean, the flip side of, letting them score around the rim is you're not putting yourself in that much foul danger. As Pioneer, they've had a couple of fouls called on them at the rim.
Patterson couldn't get it. Constable went high. Lavery. Oh, he saw the left-hand lane open up and off he went. King tried his best, but
he wasn't square in front there.
Never really got control of the situation.
Those are the worst ones to be called for. Like you take the hit as well, as Lavery was coming pretty hard through the lane there, but you don't get squared up, and it's you that gets whistled for a foul.
Gonzalez back in for Pioneer. Watson back in for UC. Nash Biggs goes out. Quinn Lavery went out for Pioneer, and straight away Hugo gets what he wanted, but tidied up by Tom Russ Hoffman.
And then pass is a little dangerous there. King does chase it down for UC. Tonge was looking for that fake handoff. Nothing eventuated for him to turn.
Mid-range, pull up for Patterson. Can't get it. Tonge keeps it alive. King puts it on the floor. Inside, easy two. Probably the easiest two that Sam Riley's had.
Yeah, well, there were two. There was Watson or Riley there. Both were open. Ended up being even easier just with Watson able to seal off the lane too.
Russ Hoffman's this time with the 3 ball. Left it short.
But so much attention under the rim. Ball went all the way back. Riley this time does get the rebound. 4:58 to play here before halftime in our Miles Toyota Men's Premier Finals. Tonge just left that one on the rim. Russ Hoffman's baseballs it up straight to Sam Riley though.
He stood still, but might have moved Well, it was still early, and then when Riley went left, so did Russ Hoffmans. And that's going to put him in a little bit of trouble now. He's got 2.
Yeah, just interesting.
Constable has 2. There's still 4 minutes to go second quarter, or nearly 5 minutes to go.
So I know Sam
quarter,
Riley and Russ Hoffmans both went to Kashmir. Did they play together? Do you have any recollection?
I think Sam's a little bit older. Quite a little bit older.
I have. I can't remember. I could look up. I'm not going to look up now.
Maybe they did. Riley managed to get the second one to go. Pushes University out to 40 to 36. Inside, Constable, easy 2. Steal from Wenmouth. Back to Constable, back to Wenmouth. Running out of places to go down there, but they do manage to draw a foul.
Well, things are just turning a little bit here. Yeah, Pete Van Hassel signalling for a timeout, I think.
Well, he's got to be concerned about the amount of activity in the paint. He'd be very, very happy with the shooting percentage from 3.
Yep.
He's really done a great job of chasing them off that or shutting them down. And Pioneers kind of almost put that cue in the rack a little bit. But they're getting it on the floor and they're getting to the basket and they're getting post-ups inside, early post activity. And now they're getting dish-offs.
Yeah, no, it's just so... You've got to be strong in defence and not let them go too deep. And I mean, the foul count, that was one of the things we were saying. Maybe it's not so bad if you're letting them score, if you're keeping all your guys safe, but they have given up 7 fouls now. And I mean, it is only 8 for Pioneer, so it's not a huge difference between the two teams. But yeah, so far it still feels like it's UC's game at the moment, 41-38. Especially with those fouls. Russ Hoffmans has 2 and Constable has 2. So
they do have the big fella over there, Angus Lowe. He hasn't been in the game yet.
No, he's not. He's not the fleetest of foot though, but he is. He's a bit like a mountain. Like he is very, very tall.
If Laurie
very long
McDaniel
arms.
decides to go zone for a period of time, he could probably fill the middle of it pretty well.
So UC making their way back out onto court as we're about to have these 2 free throws.
New man, Josh Lawson, into the game for our first look at him for UC. Number 31.
The shoes are very interesting. I've never seen those ones. They look a little bit like the Penny Hardaway, the foam sides, but not those.
You're speaking another language, James.
Well, you know Penny Hardaway, Penny and Shed.
I know Penny Hardaway. I got no idea. I got no shoe game at all.
Well, you were definitely funked. Like, if you found something which hurt your knees and your ankles, there wasn't the shoe for you.
They're in the bin. Yeah. Wenmouth, 2 for 2.
This time, UC ready for a bit of full court pressure. Just a show trap though, nothing actually eventuating from Pioneer.
Watson couldn't really find a cutter, he was looking for it. Riley rips around, and again, he's got him, Hamish Dale has got him for squaring up with his left foot and then ripping through on the right. Sam Riley's bemused, but that's absolutely, I'm not going to become a travel guy like John Caldwell was the guy for travel. You remember John Caldwell?
Well, Lavery, I think, when he heard the whistle, was like, I don't think I fouled him. And then very happy to see that it wasn't a foul, it was a turnover as Watson picks up this rebound.
Just settling down, looking for Lawson down low. Decides to take on Constable. He's stuck. Got out of there eventually. Riley puts it on the floor. Kick out past Watson. 3 balls good. Noah Watson.
Super fast with that, just caught it, released so quick, and that puts UC up 4 points, 44-40, 3:37 to play here.
Lavery probing the baseline, goes with the reverse layup. Couldn't get that one, didn't get any board at all on it. Watson on the break, got Lavery in front of him, puts it on the floor, goes behind his back. Nice drop-off pass inside.
And 3 seconds the call here.
It took Lawson a while to locate that ball after it rolled around on the floor for a bit.
And I mean, that's it's hard, but you don't have the position, but the 3 second count doesn't reset unless Pioneer actually has possession or a shot goes up.
Gonzalez inside to Weymouth, he back cuts. Weymouth really has not looked at shooting the 3 at all. Lavery, left hand, gets the rim. He'd want to have that one back because he got everything except the marbles.
Yeah, Lawson came in to challenge late as De Young launches a 3, just too strong. Lawson, nice bit of effort here, gets the tip out there to Watson.
9 on the shot clock, back to Watson. Watson with the mid-ranger. Gets it to go. Noah Watson heating up.
Well, looks nice and smooth for him, good balance there, and just the follow through. It's no surprise to see those shots dropping for him. Yeah, up to 8 points now. Just about a steal here against Lavery.
Well, one too many. Travel is the call of the day at the moment.
Well, it's Hamish Dale's call. I don't know
got
if
the
Tyler
ball.
or Ray would have had a chance to call one
He's
yet.
3 for 3, but that was pretty obvious.
It's like, hey, just come into my area, change pivot feet, and I'll make the call for you.
I think Carisi sort of saw the door open, and then unfortunately halfway through the layup steps, it closed. Tonge with a kick out, that's just too high. Was the right pass. Trying to find the shooter. Noah Watson's been knocking them down, but fortunately just over his head. Subs coming in here. Tapia comes back in. And Tonge goes out.
And he came in a possession or so ago, Alex Weymouth, the younger Weymouth.
Here we go. No, nothing. Nothing but nothing on that one from Weymouth.
Final 2 minutes here of quarter number 1. Tapia finds Riley.
Kick out pass. De Jong couldn't get it to go, but kept alive. No, yes, no. Could be a jump ball. Arrow is with Pioneer, and one troubling factor here is Nick Weymouth is hobbling off. Looks like an ankle, potentially. And he's gone straight and sat down, and he has grabbed his ankle.
Yeah, it's not I was thinking it could possibly be calf. I mean, he played a lot of minutes at the under-23 game, but
No, it's lower.
based on what
It's lower than that by the look of it. He's not doing anything about ice, so maybe it's just a tweak. He probably should still be walking if it is. 46 plays 40. Riley says, okay then, I've had one already. Have another attempt.
maybe time to find Chris Tapia for threes.
1:20 to go here. Second quarter. Constable lets it fly. It just had a lot of air on it.
Well, it's still almost bounced in.
Just
Good
about.
backspin on it.
Just about went. Wasn't pretty. Watson trying to do everything there on the spin. Riley goes, nah. I'm not taking the 3 here. Good patience. Tapia, kick to the corner. Lawson has a go himself. Couldn't get it. Deflection. Watson couldn't save it. So 51 seconds to go. Second quarter here. Cal Stadium. Men's Premier Final. The Miles Toyota Men's Premier Final. Am I right in saying that?
Yeah, so it's just drifting a little bit away from Pioneer, but nothing that can't be overcome.
They need a good 40 seconds. That wasn't what they were after.
Well, Lavery just sort of shot that and served it up straight to Watson.
Lawson.
I think he's surprised.
He did, because he just never went up. Russ Hoffman's thought he was and got it completely wrong. And he'll be coming out, and we are going to see the big man into the game. Angus Lowe.
And Russ Hoffman runs and gets the ball because he has had just a game where his frustrations got the better of him and he was forced to take the bench. So I think making sure referees know I'm still engaged and yep, I mean, you can't complain about that. You landed on the guy and fouled him, not shooting.
Sam Riley went out. Lawson got the finish, and Lowe fouled him. Worst possible outcome, coming onto the floor and immediately fouling on a 3-point play. It was a nice out of bounds play though.
Well, I feel like it's what I tell my kids, the under 13 guys. Where do you think people are going to go to try and catch the ball?
Yep. Every
Right,
play.
they're standing out here by behind the 3-point line, but where do you reckon they're going to go? Probably to the rim. Yeah, you're probably right. So why don't you try and cut off that space where you think they're going to go to first?
Lawson completes the 3-point play. Constable puts it on the floor. Kick out pass. Gonzalez on the floor with him. Another kick out. They go back to Constable. Constable powering it up inside. He's had some good success there, but couldn't get it, and there'll be a foul. Gonzalez got the rebound, and he's going to end up on the line here. Or is he? No, he's not, because that's only the third team foul.
Yeah, so 41 whistle for the foul there. Timeout taken, 11.7 seconds, and this is probably a good timeout for both teams here. Pioneer, this is what we want to run. UC, just be aware of the clock. We don't want to foul, although if you do foul, you've got a chance to have the final possession anyway.
I would say some sort of trap or half court or full court press will be in order here from Pioneer.
Well, they probably have an inbound first, so yeah, because the foul.
Oh, it's not on the line. He's not on the line. Yeah, so he won't be doing that. They'll be using all of the 11 seconds.
So far, a pretty enjoyable game. Pioneer, last year's champions, I think, against Atami.
Yep. That was almost, that was a big win, that one. UC not. When was the last time UC were in the final? I was trying to think back. They might have played Atami in a final.
Probably Atami had been in the last 3, I think.
Back when Sam Dobbs was around. Oh no, yeah.
Yeah, that'll be a while.
Matty Campbell and
and
those guys.
Well, that had some fantastic photos, that one there.
Inside to Constable, who couldn't get it.
Somewhat surprising how quickly they're shooting. They've taken 2 here. You see a chance, 2 seconds on the game clock. Beats from halfway and just about went in off the shot.
That's all you need today. The shot clock getting destroyed. That would complete everything for you having clock issues.
So halftime here, 49-40. I'm going to be doing some half-court presentations, the first team award winners. So you can have a break here. You can see me on the PA, and then we'll be back after that is concluded. We're just about to do first two presentations, but it's very important here. First team of the winners coming to centre stage, Canterbury Basketball Board Chairperson Arjan. So first up, I know this first team member not able to be here. He's already got a plane yesterday going back to America. From Checkers, congratulations, Josh Ford. From Pioneer, Carisi Level. From Lincoln University, Tane Level. From UC, Sam Wright. And the great MVP 2023 from Pioneer, Ben Constable. Miles Strider, best at the 2 goes.
And then also being recognised at half-time, we'll have 3 minutes now for the teams to finish off. The women's premier first team as well. 6 members of this one from Atani, Samantha Duggan. Very good keep, please. From Atani, not able to be here, Mary Golden. From Lincoln University, also not able to be here, Lauren Hippolyte. From Hallswell, River Partner. From Checkers, not able to be here, Lauren Whittaker. And then 2023 Great MVP from Checkers, Nicole Gleason. And we'll resume the countdown for half-time and we'll be back shortly for the second half of the premier competition.
Well done to those players, James.
It was a good effort by all of them, and obviously teams voting for them, coaches voting for them, and then it's always hard to sort of go from the entire squad, and it's getting easier and easier, I guess, as people are more and more used to it as the seasons go on. I think this year I only had 2 coaches across the entire competitions and grades which have a first team announced saying, I didn't realise we were going to do this. Everyone else has pretty much come back and said, this player, and this player were the 3 that really caused us the biggest issues from the teams that we played against. And I've also started this year asking teams to say, who are your 1, 2 or 3 players that are worthy of consideration, so that, I did have one, he's actually won MVP for his grade, puts in the thing, his name's not on the list as one of the ones that should be considered, but I think almost half of the other teams voted for him as first place, and he was on virtually everyone's list. So I called him up and said, hey, just checking, you weren't on the list from your team. Is there a reason that you shouldn't win? He's like, no, I think I'd be all right if I did. I just didn't want to put myself down. Yeah. I said that was probably the case. I thought that was, but I thought I'd better check rather than making sure, no, I'm not eligible to get in which case, who's the person that should instead?
I think that's good. It's often quite hard. So many players in the league trying to remember, from week to week. Probably a little easier at the Prem level, but some of the other grades, I know in our grade, I got no idea. I've got no idea who half the players are.
It's like, well, this guy was awesome against us.
But
we have no idea if he was injured afterwards.
Yeah, you're not thinking about it when you're down here on a Wednesday night. Yeah.
Anyway, second half, 20 minutes gone, 20 minutes to go here. UC a 9-point lead, 49-40 over Pioneer. They're heading from right to left, and Pioneer looking pretty spread out at the moment in a zone to begin with.
Well, they're trying a different tactic. You don't know if you don't give it a go.
I guess the UC shooting would be one reason why that would be something to worry about. That one does miss.
Winmouth, obviously he's recovered from his ankle, so it can't have been too bad. But yeah, he kind of got undercut on that rebound by Patterson.
Patterson
Well,
almost
he didn't make him feel too good after he's just trying to recover, and he's hobbling still.
But obviously he's like, well, I've got plenty of time to recover after this. And the bench not the longest there for Pioneer, as they have 4 guys actually in uniform and shoes being ready to play.
The one thing here they haven't done is start Russ Hoffman's. Oh, and the bank is good. Nick Winmouth.
Yeah.
Well, Nick, I'm sure there's plenty of times you've had shots you thought were going to go and didn't. That one did. Again, the zone just having no side-to-side ball movement going. It stayed on one side here, and very easy to pull down the weak side rebound for Gonzalez.
Well, you'll be happy so far with if you're Pioneer with that start. Lavery takes a 3, and he's hit 2, which I don't think have hit the rim at all now.
They're starting to heat up. Certainly closes the gap to 3 points. There's a riddle being asked here. Patterson penetrates, goes off the glass and doesn't draw any iron this time. On the break, 2 Laveries. One keeps it, and the other one does. It was a nice keep from Carisi, but as an outcome, unfortunately, his brother is now lying on the floor.
Yeah, so the foul there was.
No,
I think it's
Watson's got a
9.
few problems too, so they're both unhappy.
I think that one was called on Carisi for the kick, I think, which I didn't
Yeah,
see, but I saw
which
Watson on the ground.
That might be why Watson was on the ground. He's smiling about it now, which is good, but Carisi got stuck on his right hand. So let's see if we can get another stop with this 2-3 zone. Oh, they've gone with the Rams offense there, where they cross the 2 wings and flash one of the posts high. Winmouth dishes it off. Lavery finishes this time, gets it on the left side.
Well, it's been 110 seconds, 8 straight points for Pioneer, and we now have a 1-point game.
Patterson finds inside to Riley, who didn't want to shoot it. Back out to Patterson, 3 ball on the way. That'll help. Little inside, outside action. Still only using one side of the floor, which is okay if you're hitting shots, but not so good if you're not. Tends to lead to the break for the other team, and that could be an offensive foul. No, it isn't. Oh yes.
Well, I think it was. You have to
still got away with one there, I think, because he did kind of drop the shoulder a little bit. And Sam Riley's going, "What did I do wrong?"
To me, I felt like Riley had his hands out, so I think it's a pushing foul would have been more of what I would have called. Is Constable was like, I'm going this way no matter what.
I don't think Riley's in any really foul trouble at all.
I keep getting the live stats. You just cannot pick the colours. It's blue and red no matter what. Unfortunately for us, UC is blue and Pioneer is in red, so I keep getting mixed up.
Lavery just coughed it up right in front of Aiden Tong. Biggs with a skip. More side-to-side action coming this time on this offense. De Jong has it, and the 3 ball is good. So you feel a little happier now if you're Pete Van Hasselt. 3 or 4 positions where they couldn't work it out, and then the last 2 they have.
Yeah, well, it makes that 8 straight run for Pioneer not as worrying when you've had 6 yourself.
Inside, Constable, powerful move, gets it all round the rim, rolls in.
Well, it's just him and Tonge come together like bang, and then they just stay there like no one moves for the other one.
De Jong hit the last one and hits the next one. So the offense now is working pretty well, and it looks to me like Laurie McDaniel's going to have to maybe change the zone, maybe go 3-2 if she wants to stay in a zone, because they're not getting enough coverage for the 2 wings.
Yeah, I mean, it's the thing you're giving up, isn't it? There's going to be open shots in a zone. if you stay in it, and you just got to hope that teams, well, if you can keep it on one side, then that's when it makes it a lot harder. As Constable can't back that one, and Tonge with the rebound. So will UC look for De Jong again? He's hit 2 in a row.
They go inside. Riley working on Wenmouth. Wenmouth, yeah, grabbed him by the arm.
Riley said, I was shooting that. I'm not sure. I mean, you might have been about to shoot it, but I don't think you were that close to actually putting the ball up.
Yeah, Sam, I think you're the only one that thinks you were.
It's a box set here.
Out of
Tonge
bounds.
flashes.
Yeah, Biggs was open. They move it. Needs to come to this other side of the floor if they want to stress the defence. It does eventually. De Jong. Powerful move. He's got to go over top of a couple of players, and he didn't get it off in time, mainly because it didn't hit the rim.
Yeah, I feel like he's hit 2 threes. Just take that one. Like, there was hardly any time left anyway. As you can see, he got forced into a much tougher shot.
Still an 8-point lead here for UC. 5:47 to go in this quarter. Here's Gonzalez. Using the ball screen. Penetrates. High finish, and that'll be on Riley. Another one for him.
Well, he's had 2 now and 2 fouls, and not looking like he... Actually, this might be his 3rd foul now, I think. So, man, he hasn't liked either of the last 2 there.
Does look like it could be. And that's a sub coming in, not a foul baton. So that's not helping. Wenmouth comes out. Elam comes in, and
I can't see the...
that was a horizontal baton, so we're going to have
It doesn't help us. We're on the other side of the
rely on the stats. 3rd. He's gone out anyway, so Pete Van Hassel's just going to keep the powder dry. Patterson's done a nice job of handling the point guard duties. Here's Tapia ripping it through, crossing it over, and laying it up.
Yeah, Elam just not expect. I mean, Tapia's a 3-point shooter, so you know you've got to go out there and contest that, and just that little I think he just looked at the rim, and that was enough to lift the defense. And then just a nice crossover and finish at the rim. 3-point play opportunity. Instead of just shooting it in one shot, he's going to take 2 shots, one at the rim and one at the free throw line.
It's not been a happy time for the subs on the Pioneer team coming in, getting there a little bit of playing time, trying to get some more playing time out of it, and then fouling someone on a 3-point play. That's happened twice now. Lavery trying to find somebody, finds Constable. It wasn't his intended receiver.
No, but it got to him eventually, and he has hardly missed. Well, as you know, he's missed more than I thought. He's hardly missed around the rim, I'll say.
He's cut it to 5. He's had a couple of threes that he's taken. Inside, broken up by Carisi Lavery. Sub coming in for UC. Noah Watson back in. And he'll take Patterson out.
So just 10 on the shot clock here. UC, though, after letting them get back into the game 49-48, they have had the better since then.
Tom goes to work with the left hand. Nice move to the right, then spun back to the favoured side.
I mean, that's where he's so good. I've seen him in 3x3 so much, and he's just so hard to guard because he can spin very, very quickly either direction.
Gonzalez finds himself wide open at the top. Nice set, that one. Had him drifting up in like a zipper action. Kick out pass here. Watson puts it on the floor, still probing. De Jong wide open, stands still 3, nothing but net. Splash.
Yeah, that's 3 straight for him from behind the arc.
Starting to feel pretty good about himself. Pushes this lead out to 7. And that foul will be on De Jong. Junior De Jong picking up his, not sure how many fouls.
I think foul number 1 for him. And I have checked, Riley does have 3 fouls now.
Creasy Lavery out. In comes Alex Wenmouth. And Peter King has come back in. Lavery, pull up, elbow, left it short.
Yeah, I just enjoyed watching Constable and Tonge there on the rebound. Just Constable crashing in. Tonge is like, right, I see you. I'm going to get ready for this box out here. And
Robbie gets into the act.
So it's 3-1 Hamishdale leading the treble call competition between the referees so far.
Early feet that on that one, on the drive.
Lavery here. There's the zipper, almost a...
Oh, an illegal screen called on it this time. Is it on Constable?
It is 24.
That's him now in a little bit more difficulty. So he's up to 3 fouls now as well. So Laurie McDaniel's just trying to manage.
Yeah, well, he goes out and another player with 3 fouls comes in, Russ Hoffmans.
Aidan Tonge goes out and Sam Riley back in for UC. Watson and Gonzalez. Iverson cut. Ball screen. Watson looking for the shooter. De Jong inside to King. King decides no. To Pyer. Again with the left hand scooper move. Couldn't get it that time.
He was great behind the back in the lane there. Almost made the finish. Pioneer a chance to cut into the 7-point lead. 3 minutes to go here in quarter number 3.
Similar action. This time they go into the low area. Nice dive from Wenmouth. Got his own board.
Yeah, Watson got his hand on it to block that one initially. They do get the stop eventually, and here he is pushing the ball. He goes behind the back to Pyer. Doesn't take the 3.
Kick out to Riley, who just manages to corral it. And he's going to go all the way. Put some pressure on Hoffmans, and oh my goodness, that was a foul and not called at all.
Well, I think it's one of the... Riley just looks
that
off balance all the time. It's kind of hard to know.
Yeah, you could see that. Russ Hoffmans is now playing up and saying it's Riley doing what you said, but I thought that was very close.
Yeah, actually, Constable is on 4 fouls.
Oh, that is 4th. Wow.
And Russ Hoffmans, he is on 3, so...
Yeah,
I think we're probably going to see Angus Lowe a bit more than his 31 seconds that he was out there before.
Either that or Wenmouth is going to have to play a more of a big man role, which he can do.
Yeah, I'd be okay with him guarding the majority of the UC players. I don't think Aidan Tonge.
That might be a bit of a handful. Carisi Lavery looks like he's going to check back in. Again, Peter King this time. That lane is available. That left-hand drive with the hook layup at the end of it. Riley got away with a bump, I think.
Yeah, just a little bit late there to stand up. And here he is.
Letting them play at the moment, the refs. It's getting physical. It's great. And this time...
not anymore.
Hugo Gonzalez says, no, you're not going to cut there, but I don't think there was much play acting in that one.
So it is a bonus here. Both teams in it. Riley shooting 2 from the line.
1:52 to go. 67 plays 60. Sam Riley can pop this back out to a 9-point lead here.
Well, he's on 15 himself as well, like 16 now. Kind of probably the biggest surprise for him, only 2 rebounds. Like you'd expect probably around 6 or 7 at this point in a game from Riley.
He can't get the second one to go, and Wenmouth corrals it. And Wenmouth to Carisi Lavery, who made a beautiful bounce pass through the gap, but Alex Wenmouth ran away from him.
Well, I think it was so low to fit through the gap, and then there was just that one defender coming over from UC that caused him to take his eye off it, and yeah, went from probably a pretty good opportunity to score 2 points to a turnover just like that.
Watson, 3 ball, doesn't go, but Riley gets a rebound. Back to Riley. Good patience here from UC. They're just trying to find the right opening. Watson, penetration, gets that hook layup again, that same lane.
Yeah, you're right. It's going to the left every time, and they're making those finishes. And now we're up 10 points now for UC, 70-60.
We're in a hole to the basket over there. The floorboards are going to need replacing.
I think this will be Tupaia here. 41 is the call. Third foul for him. So yeah, the fouls seem to be getting picked up by a select few players in both teams.
Wenmouth on the line. See if we can do something about this 10-point lead.
Well, no doubt on the first one there. .109 to play here, quarter number 3.
Gets them both. King with a bit of pressure from Lavery on him. Finally they find Noah Watson. Looking to cross over Wenmouth. That's not happening. 3 ball from Tupaia, in and out. Riley with another rebound.
So maybe he was listening in saying, yeah, I do need to get a few rebounds now.
Inside to Wenmouth.
And we'll see what the call is here.
That's a charge, which is interesting because it's very low in the charge circle.
Well, he wasn't off the ground, Mike, so it can be just an offensive foul, and that's what it is. It's pushing as opposed to, the block charge thing. It's just if you clear someone out like that, it doesn't matter where on the court you are. And so they are starting to rack up these fouls now for Pioneer.
I think I may have confused the signal there from the referee.
Well, it was a pushing foul, but then it's like it's going offensively.
Yeah. Sam Riley, lob pass to Tongs, we couldn't get it. Here's Gonzalez off to the races, elevates, left it long this time, pulled down by King but knocked out of his hands.
Yeah,
and it will remain Pioneer ball.
It's about a 10-second differential. They will have to shoot here. They are losing anyway by 8, so they're going to want to shoot a couple of times. But looking for something good here.
Out of bounds action finds Wenmouth. He hasn't took too many up today, and that one he left short.
And Watson says, yeah, we are going to hold this for 1 here. 15 on the game clock, up by 8 points, 70-62.
Ball screen, Tonge slips out of it. Watson steps up, couldn't get it. Still enough time for a jump hook from Lawson, but it doesn't go. So the end of the third here at Cal Stadium, men's premier final, sponsored by Miles Toyota. It is 70 to University and 62 to Pioneer.
All right, last 10 minutes of action about to go here as Terry just had to tell off some young guys, former young guys, maybe not as young now.
This young guy Fisher and this other young guy Crozier bouncing a basketball.
See, it's a bit of a battle of attrition here that Pioneer needs to, if they lose that, it's going to be game over anyway, 70-62. They've got to keep their players on to be able to have a chance here, but they can't leave it too long to really try and up the tempo and get back into this game.
Tried a couple of tactics, but the zone was good for a little while and then it fell apart.
So a holding foul here. I believe 8 was the call. It's always hard to see when it's side on.
Noah Watson is picked up a foul there.
It'll be foul number 3 if it is on him.
It's probably one of those conversations with fellas, if you want to win this game, you have to sit down and guard your own man. Far too many layups going to the left. And then a turnover, which doesn't help at all. Watson moves it on. Riley just working off the ball screen, finds Tonge. Both big guys are now in the game, and Constable comes down with the rebound after the block. Inside, and that could well be an offensive foul on
No, the signal is a block first there.
Oh,
Sam Riley.
very, very interesting, because he set himself up to take the charge, and now he's going to have to go out, and Tapia will come back in. So he's picked up his 4th. So it's kind of balancing itself out.
It does. I need to actually have a look at the bench of UC. How many guys have they got in uniform, including shoes? I think.
Well, both teams
I think
have a
5
player
on
in
the
a moon boot, so neither of those guys are going to be playing.
Yeah, 2 free throws here for Nick Wenmouth after the ground is mopped up a bit.
They could really just use these to quietly pick their way back into it, because I mean it's only 8, but it feels like a bigger 8 than 8.
It does.
You know what I mean? It's been quite hard for them to make headway.
It was sort of the start of the second half. They went to the zone, got a couple of stops, made 2 threes, and that's the only time it really felt like they were ready to take over this game. Since then, they haven't strung together a lot of stops and baskets in a row.
Well, UC just Junior Geelong went crazy from the 3-point line for a couple of minutes and restored the lead. And then they had to get out of the zone, and the second one doesn't go. So, made up 1 point. Oh, interesting.
Yes, almost.
He had one over and one back, so he was all right. Good call from the ref. Well, good no call. In the corner to Pye, couldn't get it. Lavery ahead to Wenmouth. Wenmouth for 2.
So a little bit of momentum here for Pioneer.
A good run coming. Big slows it down. He finds to Pye. In the corner for Lawson. Don't know if he has a 3-ball. Now I do.
He just looks pretty unassuming, right? Yep, I go in there and I make stuff happen. If you get to this spot and you're meant to shoot a 3, I guess I've got to shoot a 3.
Yeah, I've got new shoes and I'm going to show you what I can do.
Well, he is the tallest guy there in the team, and they have some, I guess, a lot of guys who can fit that kind of 3-4 mould.
Constable inside, going to try and bank it home. He had a great look and he didn't finish it. He'd want that one back. Yeah. And Wenmouth he just reached across.
Yeah.
It's a pretty easy call, that one.
Tapia was like, I know what's going to happen here, and I'm going to set it up perfectly. 4th foul for Nick Wenmouth. Gonzalez coming into the game instead of him. Still an 8-point lead here.
Lavery was onto that straight away. Out, and he's missed the layup after all of that great work. Goes to Tong, like a tennis rally. Inside, stolen.
Tapia, good job, his hands there to pick off that dump down pass.
Biggs says, no, I'm not going to shoot that. Goes to the right-hand hook. It's blocked by Russ Hoffman.
Yeah, good job staying vertical there, and the rebound to finish off. 8 minutes to play, still an 8-point advantage for UC.
Still continue to go up and down with not much to show for it. And Lawson has he's got that all wrong. Well, he did prevent the 3-ball from occurring, so yeah. He's run right through the screen, which has forced Ben Constable right into Gonzalez.
I believe the tactic is we're going to jam and slide under this, so he's all ready to...
Coach said jam. Coach said jam.
I'm
jamming.
Yeah.
Just a bit too much jam, that one.
Russ Hoffman's against Lawson here.
Put it on the floor and he gets through the gap and rolls it over the rim, and Lawson fouls him. He almost looked like he was going to throw that down.
It almost looked like it got stolen at the start. It's almost like I'm going to let you touch the basketball here as I cross it over, and then that's going to freeze you.
Speaking of interesting shoes, he's got an interesting pair on.
Like boxing ones,
Bright
the
red
high tongues.
With a huge tongue on them. And gets it to go for the 3-point play. So they're slow, I call it slow momentum.
Yeah, 73.
Pioneer slowly working their way back in.
So down 5 now.
Constable was lucky, he had 2 hands on at that. And that's going to be a block and a flop warning, I would say, if I've ever seen one.
Yeah, he was full of...
Hamish Dale's making a decision, and
just the block. I've got a feeling you can't get a flop warning if you get whistled for a block as well.
that was a lot of throwing his head back into the paint on that one. Biggs couldn't shoot it because he had Russ Hoffmans in front of him. Went round him. Nice pull-up jumper.
So back up 7 for UC. That was a nice finish inside.
Lavery probing. Russ Hoffmans going to go to the jump hook, and he gets a running hook this time, but couldn't get it. Early ahead to Biggs. Biggs was tripped by Lavery.
I mean, he wants to foul there. I'm okay with that. Like that was a pass that was a bit too long.
Let that go. Both guys are looking at the ball. They're both running in a similar direction. Can't say who tripped over who, really. Constable playing point forward. Gets it back to Quinn Lavery. On ball screen, he rejects it. Kick out to Carisi Lavery. Puts it on the floor with his left hand. And step back jumper is good.
Yeah, Nash Biggs was on the ground there, just looking a little... He's looking like, I think I got pushed over pretty hard. 75-70.
6:29 to go. Inside. Aiden Tongs goes with the left hand. Gee, they've made some money out of that left side of the rim.
It's not something you'd be like, hey guys,
This
is where we're going to attack over and over because we're going to get there whenever we want.
Gonzalez can't get the similar result. It's a similar move, but he will get 2 free throws out of it. Chance to just drill into this league a little bit. Just can't, like I say, a big 8. It's a big 8 because they can only really get it to 5.
Yeah, and
then it goes back out again.
Yeah, it's been in that 5, 6, 7, 8 point buffer, just it seems like for so long. And I guess you don't mind too much if you're Pioneer because you're like, we just need guys to stay available at the end of the game, and then we've got to be ready to turn it on. But on the other side, it's, you know, you've had a number of teams, Terry. It's not that easy to flip the switch and suddenly say, right, we're going to wait until there's 3 minutes to go, hold at this, and then all of a sudden that's when we're going to look to take over.
It's it's one of those coaches' dilemmas. Do you try something and then it gets worse, or do you try something and hope it gets better? Or do you just hope somebody is going to get hot and, you know, try and milk that a little bit? But, yeah, I mean, it's the final. Can't die wondering. You've got to do something. I've sort of thought pressure up the floor might, with the speed of the 2 Lavery boys, you know, just create 6 minutes of havoc. I know you've got a kind of a shortened bench, but you get down to 6 minutes, I'm sure they can give you 6 minutes of absolute all-out full-court hustle. Along with Hugo Gonzalez.
Yeah, Gonzalez, if he was roaming the middle, like his length.
And the 2 bigs have had some time on the bench. They are in a bit of foul trouble, but they wouldn't have exhausted themselves yet by playing too many minutes. So, you know, I would be putting a press on right here and seeing if we can change the whole tempo of the game. Because at the moment, you see, when they get down and they can work it round, they get a good look.
So splits the free throw, 6 points the difference between the teams now. And
there we go.
You were right.
Full court pressure, and Constable couldn't finish it. But that was the momentum they were after.
And it was just Carisi Lavery just being there. Like, Biggs just dropped the ball, turnover immediately.
Yeah, another turnover, nice early pass. Russ Hoffmans, he's going to struggle to run this down. He does. They get it out to Gonzalez. He's looking for the inside pass. The man who's open is Lavery on this side.
Yeah, he was waiting for it. He didn't call for it, but you kind of expect your team to know, like, swing it over as there is a foul on the ground for holding. I think is it Mr. Lawson?
Just not looking as urgent as they need to at the moment, Pioneer. Yeah, it's only 6 at the moment, 77-71, but I think they just need to whip that ball around and get some attacks with a bit more pace in them, and then press the ball
And make free throws.
because making them in ones is not going to get it done, right? 5:36. Here we go. Pressure up the floor. No, not really very organised though. You see, just going to settle down and work it around. Patterson goes inside. Back to Patterson. Moves it to Biggs. Using a lot of shot clock. There's only 6 on it, and Biggs gets the pull-up jumper.
Well, he's hit 2 of them this quarter, and they're both been really big, just to sort of, once again, extend that lead out closer to 8 points, 79-72.
Just no pace in the offensive Pioneer. They're playing like this game is tied up. Nice move here from Russ Hoffmans.
Yeah, Lawson just got caught moving too fast to his right, slipped over. Nice finish inside by Russ Hoffmans.
He got it to 5. Offensive foul on Lawson. He's not doing too good with the screens at the moment. He's coming out. Sam Riley comes back in.
Well, it's foul number 3 for Lawson. That previous one went on Patterson.
Pioneer could really use a 3 right now, I think, just to get it somewhere where they can believe in it. Lavery, pull up, mid-ranger.
Oh, you'll be okay. You'd rather a 3, but they've cut it to 3.
They've cut it to 3, yes.
So it's below that 5-point margin as Constable.
He has what you would call a rush of blood to the head and eliminates himself from the game when he really did not need to do that at all.
Well, it actually says 4 for him.
Well, that's the second time they've had 4.
I
I did think it was 3 earlier, but that's okay then. A gamble. We'll call that a gamble. We knew what he was doing. We didn't know what he was doing.
So there is, Pete Van Hassel was checking. The live stats have him as 5. I mean, I can't remember. I do remember when we said it was 4.
I thought it was 3.
Yeah.
And then you said it was 4.
Well, I said it was 4 because that's what it said on the live stats. Because I felt like it was 3.
Now I thought that was 5, but it might be 4. And if it is, that's not a good play.
I mean,
and so there's a major discussion going on over here at the...
yeah, they'll be trying to work out, okay, if that is his 5th, who is the player, like where is the foul gone to instead of him, as opposed to, right, we're just going to give him 1. We've got to work out. He did
have success at claiming that very first
one. The first one, yes.
When it was, first of all, for number 15, and then... So you got to go with the bench. The bench says 4. So we're sticking with 4.
Well, I don't know if I'm going to have the desire to go back through and watch this game and check who was right or who was wrong. But Ben Constable certainly played and expected. It looked like he wasn't.
No, it looked like he wasn't thinking he was on 4. So Patterson with Lavery on him. Lavery's been getting the odd deflection. Long range 3 doesn't go. Board from Russ Hoffmans. So here we go. Will this patience pay off? And we're going to get called a hold here on that similar zipper action that Gonzalez has been running.
It was DeYoung whistled for that one there.
That'll have him on the line because they are in team foul bonus. Patterson goes out and Watson came in. Gonzalez. He cut it to 2 here. And does.
Well, it's the closest they've been in such a long time. 4:07 to play here in the game. And here's one of the players with 4 fouls, Sam Riley, handling the ball. DeYoung, not everyone leaves him.
And that will be a charge because Constable, brave as he is, has stood there as still as a statue. Both feet outside the charge circle and drawn it. The Pioneers starting to look like their strategy is paying off.
Well, it's still hanging in the balance. I mean, it's
Just
UC attack
seems
the
to
left-hand side.
They've kind of lost their way the last few possessions, UC. They weren't moving the ball wonderfully well and getting great drives to the basket. Now they're struggling a little bit. Here's the zipper action. Here's Constable into the high post. He's got Riley on him. He's going to try and overpower him, and he does that but can't finish it.
Yeah, Watson, the good rebound inside there.
Watson avoids the hard show. And
another offensive foul. And Sam Riley has got to be careful here because you don't want to compound this.
And his 5th foul. He is gone for the day.
And there seem to be, I can see some polite clapping on the other side of the court and some
there was some
a
words,
bit more exuberant.
There were words at the other end with Hugo Gonzalez.
All right, so first forced hand decision has to be made by Pete Van Hasselt.
It was
Sam Riley no longer available.
It
to
was
play.
quite the 50-50 call in my opinion, but sold very well by Gonzalez. Yeah, Lavery just lost it. Tonge took it away.
Yeah.
And here's Watson. Watson, and he puts it on the floor, goes behind his back. Gonzalez does a great job of staying in front. Tong, kick out pass. Biggs has had lots of success with the mid-range pull-up. He does so again, push it back out to 4.
3 minutes to play here, so it's feeling like it's going to come down to the wire. Pioneers been doing a lot better lately offensively.
Gonzalez has been active recently and he's feeling the cup and he's pointing the fingers.
3 of them. 1, 2, 3 points on that shot.
81-80, he's enjoying himself out there.
Well, he's a fan of this court. Lincoln University Thompson Trophy Championship just on Tuesday night.
Biggs with all kinds of pressure on him. Tries to go by and the foul.
We'll see, is it 15? Is it 24? Is it
well,
Carisi?
Somebody's in trouble, but it's 15, I think, which is Russ Hoffman's. And it'll put Biggs on the line for 2. And now he's sitting on the edge with the 4 fouls. Pioneer managing just to balance. Great job from Laurie McDaniel to just massage the big players throughout the game so that they've still got 1 left at least.
Well, Laurie McDaniel was telling Russ Hoffman, that foul was on you. And he's like, what do you mean it was on me? She's like, it's okay. Like, we want it to go on you.
If it's on Ben, he's gone. Biggs pushes that lead back out again.
Well, he's stepping up big time in the dying moments of this game. 83-80 now the score. UC by 3, 2:23.
Here's Quinn Lavery back to Constable. Had a look, decided not to take it. He's been dead to shoot it by Tong. Russ Hoffman fade away, couldn't get it, but it's gone through several hands. Ending up with Carisi Lavery, who couldn't get it. And there'll be an under the basket foul on Ben Constable, and he will be departing with 2:01 to go. Nick Wenmouth will replace him.
And timeout taken by Pioneer. You can see
it's all
immediately the whistle blows. Ben Constable says no. UC goes yes. And it is called on Ben Constable, foul number 5.
He will always go after the strong rebound. He will always be around the basket, but he just didn't have anything to play with.
So exciting finish coming up here. University up to 83 points, Pioneer on 80. Just over 2 minutes of action to play here in the fourth quarter, and you never know, we might have more than 2 minutes of action.
Well, we get extra basketball. Not that we've paid for it, but
We may run out of players if we have too much extra basketball. We may see those guys in the moon boots having to step on the court.
Been, it's been an interesting game. And Pioneer have they've stuck to their pattern. They haven't rushed. I was keen for them to press.
Yep.
But
and they got that turnover immediate.
They've actually just managed to hang in. But what they can't afford here is a 3-point basket.
Well, if UC looks to that, I think it'll be De Jong or Tupaia. I think they'll be the key one. Although actually Carl looks extremely confident when he shoots it. Biggs, those just huge pull-up jumpers in the lane, so just to keep them, ahead.
This is a big possession here, and in the terms of this game, there's still plenty of possessions to go. But the way it has gone.
Both teams in the bonus, so
that's
probably an easier way to score them.
That's probably lucky, really, because a 3 would have made life very tough.
So first one is good for Watson, and he's up to 11 points in the game. Leading scorer for UC it is Nash Biggs with 17 points.
He's mid-ranged them to death. Oh, and it fortuitously falls into the hands of Watson, so it actually turns out.
Well, there's the 3 points here. The outcome.
They're going to have to go a little quicker now because it's taking them quite a while to chase these smallish leads. Russ Hoffman's stuck down low. Call of the day. Hamish Dale calls another travel.
I heard that more than I saw that one. I was cut off.
He was denied in one direction and then tried to go back the other direction, but shuffled them puppies. King, pressure on him from Gonzalez. Tapai gets it back to King. Back to Tapai. Aiden Tong just calming the wheel down. Goes with his left hand. Good strong move. Kick out to King. Doesn't want it. Takes a dribble and misses it. But Watson again with a huge rebound. He turns it over.
Well, that could have just about been it if either of those had gone in.
That's the pace I was looking for. Lavery rips it straight to the rim. The urgency's all of a sudden come into Pioneer. We go up and pressing.
And risky reach there. Russ Hoffman's on 4 fouls.
He doesn't have anything to play with. He can't be reaching in. And he reaches again. And they get away with it.
Well, you don't want to foul now.
King used all the shot clock. Aiden Tong fell in his hands and he finished the play.
Well, he's made some big plays. He kept that ball alive on the free throw rebound. And what you just saw didn't actually happen. There was a timeout taken by Pioneer after the basket. So the score is 88-82, 49.6 seconds remaining on the clock, I think. And that noise there was Russ Hoffman's. Not the happiest that they played defense for 23.5 seconds and gave up 2 points at the end.
Yeah, the O boards have been the winner in these last couple of minutes, and Noah Watson has pulled down a couple, and then that fortuitous. I don't know if that was a pass or not to Aiden Tongs, but it got there.
I think it was. So I don't know if we have to pick the MVP, but you have a look at 4 of their starters are in double figures. Noah Watson, 12 points, 12 rebounds. Nash Biggs, 17 points, and he's hit key ones.
He has. He's mid-range jumped them to death.
Sam Riley, 16 points. Well, he's not going to score any more points than that. And Aiden Tonge, 11 points. Only 5 rebounds for him, which is, I'm somewhat surprised the amount of rebounds.
It's a real team effort.
It has been.
To me, the guy that has stood out as being the calming influence and picked up the key plays is sort of Noah Watson, I think.
Right.
But I don't know whether his stat line is something that...
No, he's 12 points, 12 rebounds, 4 assists, 3 steals. He's
the one that seems to have the most control of the game.
Well, for me, it's him or Nash. Like Nash, I think he's hit 4 pull-up mid-range jumpers. Anyway, Pioneer here, they're going to need to score pretty quickly, down 6. 52.5 seconds to go here.
Still way doable, but they've got to get some urgent action going. Russ Hoffman's going inside. 2 points there. That'll help. Full court pressure. I haven't really discovered whether that's a success or not, because they haven't really tried it much. Again, Watson in control. Biggs under a lot of pressure from Lavery. Rips it through, and a foul late in the shot clock too. Which
he doesn't like the foul, but it's pretty clear. Like it's hard to do both things, to go right up on a player, force them to do something, and then stay in front of them. Like you have to give something up, and he was caught on the hip there. Smart play by Nash Biggs.
Biggs leaves that one short.
So overall, you'll be happy though if you're Pioneer. Like if you're giving up ones, as long as you give them up pretty quickly, you got a chance.
You just need more urgency at the other end with a penetrating kick or something like that gets a 3 ball up, and there's a 3 ball, and it goes.
So a 2-point game here.
That's the urgency we were after. So Hugo Gonzalez gives them life.
So 89-87. The game. Well,
Pete
maybe they timed it perfectly.
He can taste it, but it's all of a sudden just a bit of a worry and a concern.
Yeah, Gonzalez up to 18 points now. He's hit 3 from 4 from behind the 3-point line. So I think they're going to look for a steal and a foul, and the next shot is going to be his from behind the line. Russ Hoffman's leading the way. Apart from him, he has 17 points, 10 rebounds. Constable, he's fouled out, 12 points, 7 rebounds. Nick Wemoff, he'd be another 3-point opportunity person. He has 15. Quinn Lavery has 16. So they've all sort of come and chipped in, but it's been Gonzalez has hit those threes when they've really, really needed them. And they have a chance here. 22.6 seconds, 89-87. They're down 2.
Interesting to see what the tactic will be here, whether they will want to advance it.
I think I'd taken the bet, like Cars.
You can use obviously you get the 24 if you start it here,
and you can run the baseline as well.
But the gamble, and if we don't get it, we foul, means you're right near the basket if you get away with the gamble, which if you go to the other end, even though you have a shorter shot clock, you got further for them to go and score it.
I'll be doing this.
They've gone after the gamble, and the foul is called.
15, I think. So I believe that is foul number 5 for Tom Russ Hoffmans, if it was 15.
These are critical foul shots here for Aiden Tong. He's stepping up. He can put this out to 4 if he can get them both. Just collects himself just quietly here in his own head. And first one does not go. So the window of opportunity has just been opened. And if he doesn't make this one, then that window becomes an opportunity to win it. Gets it. So here we go, timeout game.
All right, so what do you do here, Terry? You're down 3. Do you want to hold for sort of one shot at the end, towards the end of the game and get a 3? Or do you want, as soon as you get a quick, good look, you're taking it, preferably a 3, knowing that you're running out of players to foul afterwards, to give up a foul afterwards?
Well, we can't win the game if we don't score the ball, so we've got to score the ball. There's still enough time for us to have another couple of possessions in this game. You're only going to tie it up.
Yeah.
And if you miss, you lose.
Yeah.
So I think you got to
go quick.
Use what you got. Get something really good, whether it's a 2 or a 3, and then you're into the foul game or the steal it or foul.
Or you make it and you play good defense.
Yeah.
Well, I think given their foul situation and player availability, I'll be really trying to have a good 3-point play drawn up and going for that to try and tie the game up and then play good defense.
They've had, just in recent times, some real success at what I was talking about with that pressure from the Laveries and Gonzalez. They've actually got a couple of steals. So
the interesting thing is they are taking it from the baseline. It does give them the option because, you know, you can expect UC's probably, they're showing press here. I don't think they're going to stay up and actually look to try and trap, just more force Pioneer, just to be a bit more careful with the ball.
I worry about pressing in this situation because somebody like Lavery could rip right through you and beat that first line. It doesn't happen, which is good.
And Gonzalez is trying to get free
Free ball
ball
from Carisi, couldn't get it. Another attempt from Carisi Lavery. That one doesn't go. Gonzalez for the rebound. And
Watson with 0.6 remaining grabs the rebound there and ices the game. That was a fantastic look. They had the first one was pretty tough. And he
Noah Watson on the line.
makes the first. So
Makes the first, and he's just going to ice this.
It was a great opportunity
Nice.
there. The first three was hard. The rebound and follow up, and you could see Gonzalez. I've got us back in this game with these 3-point buckets.
There it is. UC 92-87 in the end.
Pete Van Hassel gets carried out a bit.
He's finally cracked it.
Well, thank you so much, Terry. I'm going to put my headset down. You can read a couple of stats if you want and wrap us up, and I'm going to do the announcement on court.
So just while James is doing that, I'll have a look to see 18 in the end for Nash Biggs, 16 in the end for Sam Riley, 12 for Aidan Tong, Junior De Jong 9, which is a nice. Noah Watson 14, and my pick really, I think. I'm not really sure whether he will be the most valuable player. Quinn Lavery finished with 16. Tom Russ Hoffmans with 17. Nick Wenmouth with 15. Ben Constable with 12. And 18 from Hugo Gonzalez as he got going late in the game. But an excellent final. Close most of the way.
So first of all, just teams and Henry Russell, referee manager Richard King. Just would just like to thank and appreciate the job of the referees, the program runners, Hamish Dale, and the entire program. Thank you very much. So great job, everyone. And then the two teams from the season playing Colin Trophy was best win of the season. Put the ball on the line there with a relatively together team. Excellent job right up to the end. And congratulations to the 2023 Lawrence Toyota Men's Premier Champions UC UC. So team captain first. Team captain Aidan Tong. We'll get the whole teams come up for the photo, Sam Riley. And then announcing the finals MVP, number 8, Noah Watson. Yeah, 4 assists, and I think he had 3 steals on the top line as well. Congratulations, Noah. Ladies and gentlemen, 2003 milestone that means to be champions, New City. Congratulations. So we received one final announcement when we at halftime. First time here, 3 members from one family have been recognised in the first team. So just wanted to also draw attention, Carisi Lavery, Tanya Lavery, and Put Lavery, all 3 names in the men's first team for their respective competitions. Congratulations to the 3 Lavery brothers. Never been done before from Henry School. So that wraps up our 2023 season. Thank you so much for a great job throughout the years. Throughout the year, we received all the referees, players, coaches, everyone that's helped us and administrators. Enjoy the rest of the night and we'll see you again in 2024.
$97.5.